Hi everybody. Hi everybody. I love cats, definitely, and cheetahs are definitely one of my favorite cats. So we were over at Busch Gardens, hi Gizmo, and we got to check out their cheetah habitat, and we saw a session with a cat named Chi, and Gizmo's gone, doing a run, and they have this pulley system set up, which is really neat. It allows them to run a lure back and forth across the habitat, and they get to really get up to speed. So this session is with a cheetah called Chi, and she is described by the trainers as not necessarily the fastest, but a lot of endurance. She's also one of their largest cats. So enjoy, check it out. Based off the latest study by the National Academy of Sciences in 2016, there are only about 7,100 cheetahs left in the wild. That's down from an estimated 14,000 in 1975. The cheetahs here at Busch Gardens are part of the AZA's Species Survival Plan, with the goal of building a long-term healthy cheetah population in North America, while financially helping to enhance conservation in the wild.
Now, what's really interesting as well is you will notice that our trainers are out here working free contact with our cheetahs. We do have the honor and privilege of being able to do that because all 6 of our cheetahs here at Busch Gardens have been hand-raised. They're really comfortable interacting with us hands-on, and they are ambassador cheetahs. So we do have the ability to take them actually outside our gates here at Busch Gardens to those that cannot join us here, and we can continue to spread the word about the plight of the cheetah. So their role here at Busch Gardens is extremely important. With that said, all 6 cheetahs are trained to walk on harness and leash. They're all very comfortable in a crate, which allows us, again, to take them outside our gate. So it's pretty awesome. And it's an honor and a privilege for us to do this with our animals. So as far as the running goes, however, that is an innate behavior for cheetahs. They will innately chase anything small and moving. Often we get the question of whether or not these guys ever get live prey, or do they get to catch things. We do not give our animals live prey, mainly because we want to make sure that what we are giving to our animals is a healthy animal. You can't always guarantee that if the animal is still alive. That does not mean that if a wild animal ends up on a habitat that it comes back out the way it went in. So it has happened. With that said, though, like these guys will be, or Chi will be out here chasing that bundle of feathers. Now those feathers are a natural item. Cheetahs will typically, they can hunt birds as well. So if Chi wanted to eat that entire lure, it's completely safe for her to do so. It doesn't contain any nutritional value, but she does still find it reinforcing. In fact, one of Chi's favorite things to do is to actually take that lure that's still attached to the string, pull it into a high grassy area, and then snap the string in half. That's her MO. She does it almost every single time. So you guys will get to see that here in just a few minutes. Now our trainers are out here, they're just practicing with that lure machine, making sure that it's running properly. And as soon as they are done with that, we'll be ready to get this lure run started for you guys. Now, as I was saying before, our cheetah's role here at Busch Gardens is extremely important. Cheetahs are the most endangered cat in Africa. There's less than 7,000 individuals left worldwide. To give you guys a quick comparison of that, on a busy day like today, we'll have more guests pass through our gates than there are cheetah left on the entire planet. It is very sad, and there are 3 major reasons why this has occurred. First major reason is the Ice Age. It actually wiped out the majority of the species. In fact, some people do believe that it was supposed to wipe them out entirely. It did not. A small population remained. They inbred to repopulate, and now if you take DNA of any 2 cheetah in the entire world, they will appear to be siblings or even twins. That's how closely related they are to one another. The second being competition with other carnivores. I was just talking about how fast cheetahs run. Again, they're sprinters. They're not long-distance runners. So when they stop running and allow their body to recover, if they were successful in capturing a prey item, it does leave it up for grabs for lions, hyenas, any other carnivore nearby. And then these guys are out a meal. You'll notice that when Chi gets out here, she's really long and lean. Everything about a cheetah is especially adapted for running at high speeds, even in the way they store their body fat. They actually store their body fat in their chest cavity and underneath their spine, so they remain aerodynamic for running. It's pretty cool. So you should always see your cheetah's hip bones. We get that question a lot here too, is, are your cheetahs healthy? I can see their hip bones. You're supposed to see them. If you can't see your cheetah's hip bones, they might be a tad overweight. Now, our cheetahs do have the luxury of being hand-fed all day long if needed for training, so their motivation to chase the lure is a little different than that of their wild counterparts. It's really great cardiovascular exercise for them here, and it's our job as their trainers to keep them mentally and physically fit. So this does a little of both, which is really great. She gets to run, get that cardiovascular exercise, and then you'll notice afterwards we do a lot of training with her after she is done chasing down the lure. So it's pretty cool. Now, the last major reason for the declining numbers is actually unfortunately due to humans. In Africa, there is a lot of habitat loss as well as farmers protecting their livestock. In the past, they've used lethal ways of doing that. However, a couple conservation facilities in South Africa came up with a program called the Anatolian Guard Dog Program. What this is they've started breeding the Anatolian Shepherd. It's a very protective breed of dog. They'll give these puppies to the farmers as long as they promise to raise them with the herd. In doing so, that puppy will grow to be a 150-pound barking dog. If the cheetah comes anywhere near that herd, that big barking dog will chase the cheetah away. Because when it comes to fight or flight response, the cheetah's best defense mechanism is their speed. They're going to take off running in the opposite direction. They know that they can get away. It's not worth the fight for them, and it has worked hand in hand in protecting the cheetah as well as protecting the farmer's livestock. Are you guys ready to see that speed? Woo! Yeah, that's what we like to hear. Well, we're going to give her a nice loud countdown. It's going to go 5. Let's do it nice and loud, everybody. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Look at the 35. That's so cool. Get it. It's right here. What are they trying to get?
She got it, everybody. Give her a And there she goes to the tall grass. Just give her a minute, folks. She's going to snap that string in half. So she gets to chew on that lure for as long as she would like to. She did just catch it. It is part of the way we reinforce our animals. We do work with all of our animals with positive reinforcement techniques. So what that means is our animals never hear the words no, bad, or wrong. They are always right. We do not force our animals to do anything they don't want to do. So she was to decide that she did not want to come out of that yard back there and do this, she doesn't have to. Nothing bad happens. We just move on to the next thing. It's our goal to create a positive and fun and exciting environment for our animals. We want them to be just as excited to see us as we are to see them each and every day. So she's allowed to chew those feathers. If she wants to eat the whole lure, she certainly can. It's completely up to her. She's aware that there are trainers out here on the habitat with food that are ready to reinforce her. Again, we aren't going to take the toy away from the 100-pound cheetah. She can hold on to that as long as she wants to. There she goes. Snap the string. So she'll probably hang on to it for a little bit. She ran really hard. You guys can see that she's breathing pretty heavily. There is a lot of adaptations that cheetahs have for running. Like I said, they are really long and lean. 60, 70 miles per hour, those are top speeds. They're not average speeds. So typically, the prey items that these guys go after is going to be somewhere between 40 and 50 miles per hour, and a cheetah is only going to run as fast as it needs to catch their prey items. So they don't run at 60 to 70 miles per hour every single day. They only do it as needed to be able to interact with our cheetahs in this way. And as I was saying before, it is an honor and a privilege for us to be able to do that. However, we don't want you to walk away from here thinking that a cheetah would make a really great pet. There are 8 of us that work here, and not a single one of us would take these guys home. So they are, again, wild animals, and we are just hoping that if you have a chance to see them up close like that, and see the interaction that we have with them, that you're going to care a little bit more about cheetahs when you leave today than when you arrive. That's our ultimate goal. So this is just part of that training session here in Purchie. We have trained our cheetahs to do kind of like a heel behavior. So if you train your pets at home, your dogs at home to walk on your left side, when we stop walking, she should sit down and look to Cherish for her next instruction. That is part of what we train. And the reason that we train it that way is because when we do put a harness and leash on them, we don't use any type of correction with our animals. Again, it's only positive reinforcement-based training. So when we put the harness and leash on, it's simply a prop for her. It doesn't change how we interact with her at all. We don't ever tug on the leashes or the harness. We train her to stay on our side.
Cheetahs are listed as vulnerable under the International Union for Conservation of Nature and as threatened under the U.S. Endangered Species Act. With the recent population studies, there is a push to move the cheetah into the endangered status category on these lists. With habitat loss and lack of genetic diversity, the cheetahs really are facing an uphill battle for survival. For more information, check out some of the links I provided below. As always, if you enjoyed the video, click like and subscribe. Until next time.